Well, it has been a while since I have been posting anything here on YouTube. Things have its own ebb and flow, I guess, and I've been doing work in my home country. But this time just calls something deeply touching forth, and it feels like the perfect time to bring in something again. It's based on personal experience, but it's also a process that is universal. And I see everywhere I go that it's kind of a discipline to learn how to tackle all this change and all this. It's like one big path of being deeply touched over and over again. Sometimes with what we can call sorrow or pain, sometimes with deep appreciation and love and sharing, and all of it encompasses this. It's like this frequency constantly shifting or letting go, letting loose into, I won't use the word higher and higher dimensions, or no, it's not that. It's much more like it's getting more and more integrated, so that the expansion is also very present. And it's a lot to cope with sometimes when it comes in spurts. So this is kind of I guess I will close my eyes and let it speak. I am a channel and sometimes things come through, but it's also stemming from my experience, what I am going through right now, which is kind of both deeply loving and filled with sadness. So tuning in brings forth a deep, it's kind of a cry, but I will be very cautious of which words I put to this cry, because it's based in this deep vibration. It's like a big drum of love, living in the deepest part of our cells, living in the body and in the ground, in the earth. And it's pointing, or it has a high altitude vibrating with it. So it's also high pitched, this vibration that's coming through with this cry. And I guess the cry is kind of a shattering effect it has. It has a shattering effect upon those layers that we have put on our understanding of what life is, the structures that we seek comfort in, how we word life, how we put words into our lives, how we use our thinking and put that onto what we see. But there's a big withdrawal from words. It is like we have to understand how to be both in the physical and in the non-physical, both in the form and the formless. And sometimes there are forms that we cannot see them, we are blind to them because they have been here for so long, so we believe in them. But it's something that we believe in. It's not the truth of the universal isness, beingness, the grounding fundamental, this drum of love that's just pulsing us. So I am deeply touched these days because some of my expectations are falling apart. And that's so healthy sometimes, to lose the grip of what we believe to be true. Because then we have to surrender and give into it. And that is not a scream cry, but this, for me at least now, it feels like this urge to vomit, or let go, release, but it's not something that I can decide to do. It's something that I have been pushed into. So life has pushed me into this dynamic of letting this deeper pulsation of love coming through, even though it feels like I'm losing love or I'm losing the structure that I had believed in. And now it's allowing myself to expand just by sitting here feeling and trying to put words to that which many people are going through right now. Losses, change, things that suddenly is something else than expected. These old structures falling apart. And now I see, as I'm speaking, dreams coming up to the surface again. Dreams, long gone dreams, like childhood dreams. I spoke with a beautiful lady the other day who told us something about her childhood dreams and said, was I naive? And it was so pure and so true, and it was so opening to see that no, it's not naive, it's not childish to have dreams. And just by letting them be in the middle of chaos, in the middle of these structures that seem so strongly put into reality, these structures, they can seem so strongly put into reality that they can't be shaken, but they are being shaken. And dreams are it feels like they are the material that is going to penetrate, sink into these structures and vibrate within these structures a new vibration, a lighter vibration, a more airy or expanding vibration. And when we feel it, not only in the systems that we can see falling apart, but also in our own systems, in our own body, and even though that we take care of ourselves, and even though we think freely, and even though we are on this path of love, there can still be so many things or little things hidden that is bubbling up to the surface. And we need and we must see them, feel them, hear them, let them shake through us, let them break us down, let them break us open. And sometimes we need to cry, and we need to be without the form that we had prior to this moment. It's like shaking our own form loose. And when it happens, when it kicks in, it can feel painful, and it can feel like it's too much and it's not nice, and I want to hold on to what I knew before. But it's not going to happen. We cannot hold on to that. And we must see the potential that is breaking through in us, through us. And even though it can feel scary or uncomfortable, it's also the potential of the new being grounded in us. Can we live for a time period in that space? And can we live with that in an eternal breath? It feels like, can we live with it? The human mind wants to know that it will end, and of course it will end. At least the suffering part, or the part where we think it is suffering, will end, because we will see that it is not suffering. We will see